It's March, the end of, what is it, the Paddy's Day, Patrick's Day, 17th of March. These are two dedicated comfrey beds. So this comfrey is very good for fertilization and for making a kind of brown tea that's used for fertilization. Also, I'm just going to bring into the tunnel. Okay, so a little bit of work to do. Just want to show you. I've got my tomato seeds. This is 2023. Not a lot happening here yet. It's probably a bit early, but I have them in anyway. I made this little frame to go over this, and we have a little. I think that's a tomato seed there. Not sure. So we'll see how these guys go. Still got our tomatoes going nicely. It's the sunny side, so it's a lot of sun there. My tobacco is drying. It's not the best, but it's okay. Okay, so just seeds wise, these are little lettuce seeds. Planted the mixed lettuce seed I saved last year. A whole mix of different lettuces in there. The ones at the back are little leprechaun, which is a lovely, very nice lettuce, crispy, dark lettuce. We have other things here. Chard coming. Some good leek seed. Some leeks coming there. Some broad beans, spare broad beans. Turnip. White turnip back there. All our little lettuce seeds transplanted just to see. They were a bit early to transplant them, but we'll see how they go. And these are just mixed flowers. We'll see how they go. We have a few herbs here. And I'll just bring you up and show you. This is a rocket from last year, which is still going good. Tastes a little bit off. I think it's just this time of the year, it's not great. This is the first of what's going to be a raised bed. I have hay and duck manure spread. I'm going to have a piece of timber going down the edge there later on in the year. And this ground is going to be kept covered with the comfrey leaves and other hay. And compost, and I'll be planted straight into that. These are our broad beans, which are coming well. And I also have, this is leftover, still going strong. These are green in the snow, Chinese green, and some leeks. I just left it the way it is because it's fine. And this is a big bed of broad beans. So we're going to have a lot of broad beans to save this year. I kept all my seed last year, so between there and there I have 130 broad beans plants. So I should have a nice few for the winter and to store for next year. Here we have the garlic, which is doing great. Just really take it off, no problem to it. Planted it in February, over a month ago. And they say you should plant it in October so it gets the cold weather, because some garlic doesn't spread into bulbs, like a bunch of bulbs, unless it gets a cold spell. But I've planted garlic in February before and it got a bit of cold in March and it was fine. So I have a little pot here of strawberries, but I've got 1, 2, 6 or 7 plants. So that's it. That's the update. We're going bit by bit this year. I'm going to make more of an effort to hoe the garden and to keep the weeds down. I'm going to do mostly in the polytunnel this year, but I have stuff to do outside too. This is another bed of hay. I'll be planting into this too. Tomatoes probably. Just make a little hole and put in my plants with a bit of soil, and then they'll keep it covered up so there's no weeds to deal with. So that's it so far. It's like the 16th or 17th of March 2023. Here is just another little thing I've been needing. A little compost here, so it works really well. Just sieves out the compost. It's nice and fine. This is my own compost mixed with some old duck manure and horse manure, yes. Okay, so that's the little sprouting area like I showed you with the garlic plants, or should I say tomato plants. These are all 2021 I saved these seeds, so I just put them in just to see if they'll come. These seeds are all from last year, so we should have a good crop of plants. Then once they start coming, they'll go into a small pot, or smaller pot than this maybe, and then we'll get them into the garden. So this is just a new tool I got. I'll show you now. This is a certain style of hoe. It's a pine handle, and it actually does a nice job of just disturbing the soil. It's called a cultivator. So if you it just roots up the weeds. It takes very little effort, and then you can take the stones out. And so I'm happy to get this. It was inexpensive, €10 is what it cost, €11. Okay, so that's it for today, middle of March 2023.